There are 5 credit cards available right now in the United States that, used together, will pay you roughly $2,400 in your first year. None of them charge an annual fee. The math is public. The cards are from banks you already recognize, and yet most American adults carry exactly one credit card their entire adult life, leaving hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on the table every single year. The reason why is actually the most interesting part of this video. My name is Marcus. I'm going to walk you through the exact 5 cards, the exact stacking logic, and the exact math, step by step. No theory today, pure tactics. Let's open the spreadsheet. The foundation of this strategy is a simple observation from the Federal Reserve's consumer finance data. The average US household puts between $30,000 and $35,000 per year on credit cards. That's our baseline spend. That's the fuel. Most of that spend falls into predictable categories: groceries, dining, gas, utilities, subscriptions, and general purchases. The stacking strategy is simply about routing each category to the card that pays the highest rate for it. Nothing exotic. Card number 1, the Chase Freedom Flex. No annual fee. The sign-up bonus is $200 cashback after spending $500 in the first 3 months. One of the lowest spend requirements among major issuers, according to NerdWallet's most recent card rankings. The Freedom Flex earns 5% cashback on rotating quarterly categories, typically groceries, gas, Amazon, PayPal, and dining at various points in the year. Up to $1,500 in combined purchases per quarter. That ceiling is important. We'll come back to it. At the $1,500 quarterly cap, fully utilized, the Freedom Flex's 5% category alone produces $300 per year in cashback. Add the $200 bonus. That's $500 of value from one no-fee card in year 1, assuming you activate the categories on time each quarter. Card number 2, the Discover It Cashback. Structurally similar, 5% on rotating categories up to $1,500 per quarter. But Discover does something no other major issuer does. It matches every dollar of cashback you earn in your entire first year, automatically. The Discover It has no traditional sign-up bonus, but the first-year match functions as one. If you earn $300 in rotating 5% cashback plus modest 1% on other purchases, say $150, Discover matches the full $450, giving you $900 total. Doctor of Credit consistently rates this among the highest effective first-year values. One critical note: the Discover and Chase Freedom Flex rotating categories rarely overlap in the same quarter. That's not a coincidence. Savvy cardholders have noticed this for years, and it's documented extensively in Doctor of Credit's quarterly category trackers. This is what makes stacking them so effective. Card number 3, the Wells Fargo Active Cash. This one is simple and powerful. A flat 2% cashback on every purchase. No categories, no rotating, no activation required. Sign-up bonus $200 after spending $500 in the first 3 months. The Active Cash's job in this stack is to catch everything that doesn't hit a 5% category. Any purchase that falls outside your rotating categories defaults here for an automatic 2%. Over $20,000 of residual annual spend, that's $400 per year, plus the $200 bonus, $600 in year 1. Card number 4, the US Bank Cash Plus. This card lets you choose 2 categories for 5% cashback, up to $2,000 in combined purchases per quarter. From a menu that includes home utilities, fast food, cell phone bills, TV streaming, and more. The sign-up bonus is $200 after $1,000 in spending in the first 120 days. If you assign utilities and cell phone to this card, categories that other cards largely ignore, you're earning 5% on bills you would pay regardless. The Points Guy values this card highly for exactly this reason. At $3,000 in annual utility and cell phone spend, a conservative figure for most households, the US Bank Cash Plus contributes $150 in ongoing 5% cashback plus the $200 bonus, $350 in year 1 from bills that were already leaving your account. Card number 5, the Citi Double Cash, 2% cashback on everything, 1% when you buy, 1% when you pay. No sign-up bonus, no rotating categories. Its job in this stack is simple: backup flat rate coverage when the Active Cash slot is already assigned. Some viewers will ask, why hold both the Active Cash and the Double Cash if both are 2% flat? The answer is credit utilization management. Spreading your residual spend across two 2% cards keeps individual card balances lower, which benefits your credit profile and gives you a backup if one card has a technical issue. Now let's consolidate the full stack math. Sign up bonuses: Chase Freedom Flex, $200. Wells Fargo Active Cash, $200. US Bank Cash Plus, $200. Discover It Effective Match, approximately $450. Total first-year bonuses, roughly $1,050, assuming modest spend on each card to hit the thresholds. Ongoing cashback, optimized routing, $32,000 annual spend, Freedom Flex. 5%, categories fully utilized. $300, Discover It 5%, categories $300. US Bank, Cash Plus, utilities and cell phone $150. Residual $18,000 on 2% flat cards $360. Total ongoing approximately $1,110. Grand total. Year 1, $1,050 in bonuses plus $1,110 in optimized ongoing cashback, approximately $2,160, with slightly higher spend or a good Discover Match year. This stack routinely reaches $2,400. The math is not aggressive. It uses average household figures throughout. Now, the credit score question. Many people avoid applying for multiple cards because they fear destroying their credit score with hard inquiries. Let's look at what the data actually says, because this fear is largely miscalibrated. According to FICO's own published data, a single hard inquiry typically reduces your score by fewer than 5 points. 5 inquiries spread over 12 to 18 months, which is the recommended application cadence for this stack, produces a temporary dip that recovers within 3 to 6 months for anyone with established credit history. Important caveat: this strategy is not appropriate for thin-file consumers, people who are new to credit, rebuilding after derogatory marks, or planning a mortgage application within 12 months. For those cases, the calculus changes. But for the majority of people with 2 or more years of clean credit history, the inquiry impact is trivial compared to the $2,400 return. There is also a behavioral rule that makes this entire stack work. You must pay every card in full, every month, every time. The average credit card APR in 2024 is above 21%. 1 month of carrying a balance on $3,000 costs more than $50 in interest, which begins erasing your cashback gains immediately. Set up autopay for the statement balance, not the minimum payment, the full statement balance, on every card the day you open it. This is a 5-minute setup that eliminates the primary risk of this strategy entirely. The system then runs itself. Now for the question I find genuinely interesting: why do so few people do this? The math is public. The cards are from major issuers. NerdWallet, The Points Guy, Doctor of Credit have covered these cards for years, and yet single card inertia dominates household behavior. Why? Part of the answer is what Morgan Housel calls the seduction of complexity, aversion. Multiple statements feel complicated. Routing purchases to the right card feels like homework. The brain defaults to one card. Simple, frictionless. Even when that simplicity costs $2,000 per year. Comfort has a price. The other part is survivorship bias in financial content. The people writing about personal finance rarely engage with the unglamorous compounding of a $200 sign-up bonus. It doesn't make for an exciting headline. But the math of stacking them is unambiguous, and it doesn't require you to be wealthy to execute it. Here is your action summary. Chase Freedom Flex, Discover It Cashback, Wells Fargo, Active Cash, US Bank, Cash Plus, Citi Double Cash. Apply in sequence over 12 to 18 months. Set autopay to full statement balance on every card. Activate rotating categories on time. Route spend by category. The $2,400 is not a projection. It's arithmetic.